Hi, my name is Andrew. I am the owner of Faithful Journey RV Services, and let's talk today about RV inspections. RV inspections are useful whether you're buying a new RV, a used RV, or you're a seller selling your RV, and an RV inspection is very helpful. So if you're buying from a dealer, for example, new RVs are still coming with issues from the manufacturer. I've had them where GFCI outlets weren't working. I've had it where sealants were missing. I've seen them where the oven was installed backwards. I don't know how that happened, but somehow it did. So even from a dealer perspective, an RV can have issues. And by doing an inspection ahead of time is you can give the dealer a repair list before you purchase your RV. That way they have an incentive to fix it and you don't get stuck in the bottom of the warranty queue waiting for months getting that RV repaired. If you're buying it from a used person or a third party, RV inspection is helpful again is because you don't want to be buying someone else's headache. You don't want to be buying someone else's money pit. So, and then often, and I've seen it where after an inspection, the seller often will come down in price or they will repair those items that were identified in an inspection. Now, if you're selling your RV, an inspection is very helpful as well because it shows a potential buyer, look, this is my RV, I'm not hiding nothing. And they can get a very clear picture of what they're buying. And I've heard from other people that have sold with an inspection, they've gotten top dollar for their RV because the buyer had an inspection report they could look at ahead of time. This is my RV that we have, it's a fifth wheel, and so when looking at an RV, looking at the outside of it, one of the big things that I inspect is a lot of the different seals around the different parts of the RV, the roof, the wall joints. The seals are very important because that's where water can get in if these seals are not done. So that's a huge item that I inspect. Other areas that I inspect, on a fifth wheel, for example, we have the pin box, making sure that this is working and also the breakaway cable is engaging. And then when it comes to slide outs, checking out all the seals around slide outs, the wiper seals, and as well as the other seals that go around them. Making sure that the seals are still still operating as a function. I've seen them where some of the seals were bulged or cracked or dried out, and obviously those need to be replaced. Checking also your 12-volt lighting. So when you're driving down the road, you want to make sure your brake lights, your running lights are all functioning. When it comes to checking your propane system, want to make sure propane tanks are good, making sure regulators are working. One of the big systems that we have is your water system, and you have your city water connection as well as your fresh tank fill. And then your water pump, so I inspect those items, making sure that there's no leaks, that they're operating as intended. We have your water heater and furnace. We're checking those, making sure that they're operating on all sources, such as the propane, but also electric. Your black tank and your gray tank valves, making sure that they hold water and don't leak water because you can get fined if you're leaking black water on the road. I go up on the roof as well. Hi. So when inspecting an RV roof, one thing I check is to look at the overall condition of the membrane to make sure that it looks good, that it hasn't dried out, that it hasn't rotted the membrane itself. And then if you look down here, I also look around all the different vents to make sure that the sealant around them is still good, they haven't dried out, hasn't cracked, they still have the covers as it's needed. But the big area that I look on the roofs is like the rear cap joint, the front cap joint, to make sure that those are sealed off and not letting water in. And now we'll go inside to the RV. So coming inside of the RV, one of the big areas that I check for is your life safety items, such as your detectors. You got your CO detector, your LP detector, and your smoke detector. And we want to make sure that those are operating as they should, as well as that they're not expired. I also check for propane leaks because we don't want bombs on wheels. And I want to make sure your family is going to be safe while you are occupying this RV. So coming around, other areas that I inspect include electronics, fireplaces, and then when it comes to the kitchen, making sure your kitchen appliances are functioning as intended and that they're operating. And then as well as when it comes to plumbing systems in your RV, I want to make sure that sinks are not leaking, toilets are not leaking, looking for any signs of previous water damage, checking for any signs of leaks. I also, on the inside of the RV, I'm also checking for the furniture, making sure there's not been any excessive wear, making sure no stains on the furniture or carpet. I'm also checking the walls, the ceilings, the floors for any damage, any stains, any signs of water intrusion that could have hidden damage behind the walls. So as you can see, on the inside of an RV, there are still a lot of things to check and to go through. So thanks for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you whether you're looking to buy an RV or whether you're needing to help servicing the RV you currently have. Please contact me at faithfuljourneyrv.com.